Hello. So I want to talk today about how do I feel about the new rules, not what my opinion is about the new rules, but how I feel about them. And I know that many of you are feeling the same way that I am. And the first thing that comes to mind is overwhelm. The second thing that comes to mind is anxious. Uh, Third thing that comes to mind is fearful. Um, and then fourth thing that comes to mind is ease. So the new rules are in place. They are already being in practice. And when we look at the competition at Markham, a lot of us were a bit lost. And I have been studying a lot or trying to, as much as I can, with what I have from where I am, to understand how to apply the new rules the best way as possible and as fast as possible because um, to study it will be almost that you convert to a technical controller and figure out what you're looking at in the moment that is happening and etc. So there are ways to look at about that, and if you have trained, then it's easy for you to look at, and if you haven't, then of course that's where overwhelm comes from. There's a lot of things that have changed, um, and in the application of it, also there will be more things that might be modified or changed. So acknowledging that this is happening, acknowledging that we are all in the same boat, acknowledging and accepting that it is what it is, and it really is for the better of the sport. Um, I know there are many of you that don't feel comfortable with change. I totally understand it. I get it. And it feels uncomfortable. It feels out of control. It feels actually crazy. But really, if you have been a coach like myself for a while now, and you have created choreographies that you knew were high in difficulty, that were more unique, um, things that you knew that were very well done in their technique. You wanted to be recognized, but there wasn't a way for it to be recognized. This is what the new rules are about. It's about that recognition that we haven't got like for our work before. So if I put like a vertical hold with legs on top, and and this is for a solo, for example, I have seen this happen many times, like, or like an off angle spin, or like something that I knew that my athlete could do, but then another another swimmer came and did that up and down thing that gets a long leg out of the water, full suit, and then come down, but nothing maintain. And that other person got a better score, right? Got a better impact from the judges, right? Well, now this is what is being uh, uh, put into order, being defined, which I believe that for coaches is like finally the work that my athlete can do, the work that we are doing, that we're training for, is gonna be credit, is gonna be appreciated. So this is how I see it and how I feel it. And for me, it's a good new system. And of course, there needs to be some things that need to be studied more and maybe clarify. And I know that there will be things that will come out in this aspect. So let's just be a bit patient. Let's try to keep studying. Let's try to keep looking at ways in which we can keep learning this new style and seeing how our athletes can perform it very well, like so that execution is there, that technique is there, that artistic impression is there, right? Like we really want our work to be appreciated, right? So, but I do understand, going back to the feeling, it's a lot. Like sometimes it just feels like a lot. And in the practice, like in theory, for me, it's like piece of cake. I understand it. And then all of a sudden I'm looking at the video and I'm trying to put it into practice. And I'm like, oh, like what is going on? And what did I just look at? And how do I think about what I'm looking at? And so, and now there's a good system also because there are more people looking at different things. So it's like that, it's like that stay in your lane kind of. I think I have heard this comment before, stay in your lane kind of. Like judges will only look at one thing, then technical controllers will look at another thing, then artistic impression will look at another thing. So like everything will be like dissected in their own spot, and then the full result will come out. For me as a coach, has been difficult to, from my eyes, from what I'm looking at, kind of like separating, like, because of course, if I'm a coach, I'm looking at the execution of my swimmers. So I really want them to do well, or I want other swimmers to do things well and synchronize and whatever. Not so then when there's no good execution and no synchronization, then the things that I just like, for example, if I'm becoming a technical controller, I need to ignore those things, right? I need to ignore really that I'm a coach and just kind of focus on like, did I see that? Did I see that? Did I see that? Right? So it's a tricky, it's a new way of thinking, a new way of looking at things. And I love learning new things. I love learning at new things. And I think that in this sense, if we get ourselves a bit more space to enjoy the process of the change, to learn new things, we will be able to appreciate what is going on, right? And I know there are many, these are comments that are reaching my eyes because I'm reading them on Instagram and things like this and WhatsApp. People tell me that how can I learn so many things and the changes and this and that, because I have a like a personal work, like a lot of, in another word, not all of us dedicates ourselves solely to artistic swimming coaching, right? But really, no one is expecting you to know all of this at once, right? That expectation only comes from us. That expectations and that pressure and that anxiety really is like happening all in our heads. And I can tell you from personal experience that that's what happened to me. I actually became a little bit depressed because I felt like really behind. And of course, I put my pressure on because I'm in social media and I want to give people the information as soon as possible. So I want to understand it the first and all of this stuff. And I wasn't having the time to study. So I wasn't having the time to like share, and like also comes with sharing, it comes a little bit of doubt. And how can I make sure that what I'm saying is right and not right? So it's like, chill, like just chill, babe. It's okay. It's okay if I don't know anything right now. Like literally, if I don't know anything right now, it wouldn't change anything. Uh like now I'm talking in personally, it wouldn't change anything. If anyone wants to find out information, they can search for it on their own, right? So why do I put pressure on myself? So again, why would you put pressure on yourself? Like, how much pressure do you really need, right? Um, so for federations, they don't have the pressure to put this on, like, they can use it and they can do things that are inspired on the new rules, right? But the new rules are still being put into test, and it's a really good start. It's a really good start to just start thinking about that definition, which is what I love about the new rules. That definition, like being getting more definition of what is what and how is it going to be valued, right? I think that's the cool thing. So I just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of feedback of that feeling, because really emotions do take a big toll on our attitude towards being good or not so great coaches. And I want you, again, I don't know if you have heard me before in other videos that I have shared many videos with you, saying that the only thing, my true purpose is for you to be happy. And I don't know why I think that this is my purpose in the artistic swimming world, and I'm putting this responsibility on me, but I do feel that it is possible, that we can be happy from wherever we are, and we can transfer and communicate this happiness with our athletes, with other colleagues, and we can keep enjoying our amazing sport, which is my main goal. So here, Leilani Torres, your coach from within, and I hope that you enjoyed today's video. And if it was enjoyable, please do share with other people, and make sure that you accept and take it easy on yourself, and be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself, which I know that is hard, because it's hard even for me. And I'm practicing on myself to be patient with myself. So I hope that you do too. Okay, take care. Bye.